Ooh, now kind of fast to get it around that pole, and then slow it down. There you go. Now you got to keep a good speed to make them believe it.
Oh, they're coming after this one. There's 2 of them on it. You see them? There it is.
Boom. Yeah, you got to pump one.
And so, Dave, what makes a good dock for this type of fishing? What features do you look for?
Certainly some light will help. They just, you got the structure, you got the light, and if you got a decent current flow and you got feeding stations or ambush points, and you make a real nice natural presentation with either a prawn or even a live shrimp, and it's hard for them to turn it down. But I find that the shrimp tend to work better on outgoing tide. So we're on again. And we are another trout.
Sizable.
Yes. We are, that's a better trout.
Yeah, that's
Respectable.
nice.
With the high barometer and the almost slack tide and how many fish we've already caught here, we've probably shut them down pretty good.
So do you find when the bite slows down, is it best just to stop fishing and sit for a little bit?
You could sometimes, if the tide was going to continue to move, you know, say another hour or two, I might give them 10 minutes and let them relax and get regrouped. But with this tide almost at a dead standstill, and we've caught, I don't know how many trout already, and half a dozen snook, or close to it, I think these fish are pretty locked up.
So what do you do in this instance?
Then we just move. And we take this, you know, we'll go to a different, here we go, another trout. Or
That's fighting different.
it's acting more like a better trout. Whoa, wow. That's a nice trout.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a pretty trout. It's about a 15. Good night. I'm looking for it's like, this guy is really kind of soft. He's kind of squishy, so bye-bye. But if I get one, if I grab a shrimp and he's not happy about me grabbing him, or he doesn't like the fact that I'm touching him, that's the one I want. Yeah, this guy, see, he's jumping around. He's not happy about being, see? He's not happy about being touched. That's the shrimp I want. I don't want a lazy one that's soft. And then I'm gonna take a nice bronze hook. On my favorite live shrimp hook is a Mustad 92-671 size 2. Best live shrimp hook I've ever seen. It doesn't overweight the fish. The color match is nice. It's real light hook, and if you have to leave it in the fish because it's hooked deep, it'll rust out in just a matter of days. And what I like to do is I go right under the horn, real gentle, and I don't squeeze them. And then I just ease it right under the hook, right under the horn, just behind the eyes. And I try my best, really carefully, not to bend them or squeeze them. Now, if I'm using a much bigger shrimp, like a jumbo, I'll take this up to the 92-671, but I'll go with a size 3.0. You know, I matched the size of the hook according to the size of the bait. Our shrimp weren't that big tonight, so I went with a 92-671 size 2. I'll go up to a 3. But if I'm going to a 3 and I'm fishing jumbo shrimp, I'm not going to be using this 30-pound leader. I might go as high as 40 to 60 pound. 50 is, you know, 50's pushing it. 60 would be extreme. The shrimp runs will be around a big moon on an outgoing tide, and occasionally you'll have some big ones floating out. And if there's big shrimp floating out, match the hatch. You can actually make your shrimp glow, live shrimp. You put them in the closet on. You can put the shrimp in the closet in a white bucket with a black light bulb on a wall aerator, and they will turn bright white, almost glow in the dark.
Huh.
We gotta try that.
Yeah, try black light shrimp. Put them in a white bucket in a dark closet with a black light bulb and watch what happens. You get glow in the dark shrimp. If the trick is making it look natural, making it match the hatch. You don't put a great big hook on a little bitty bait. You put a nice small little hook like what we got going on here, and with a nice light, like 25, 30 pound leader. And yes, I use mono leader. And I fluorocarbon's fine, but I catch just as many, if not more, with mono. And I can buy 1,200 yards of it for like $12. Yeah. You could see how they're lined up facing into the current. And if you try to bring the bait from behind him, it doesn't look natural. You just put it on a nice light hook with a nice light leader with a nice natural presentation, and make sure you're hooking the bait in the right spot.
Let's talk about that. Where are you hooking them?
Yeah, I always hook them under the horn. I don't tail hook shrimp because never in my life have I gone to the bait shop and ever seen a shrimp moonwalking. The shrimp always you know, they're always flowing with their head with the current. And there are places like when you're trout fishing and red fishing, sure, you can tail hook a shrimp and it works great, especially on the grass flats. But at night around these dock lights, you tail hook a shrimp and you swim in backwards, the snook will go, whoa, what are you, the Michael Jackson of shrimp? You're moonwalking, I'm not gonna eat you. They just don't. I've had no luck with snook around lights at night with a tail hook shrimp. I always horn hook them. And let's horn hook a shrimp on here right now and see what happens. Oh yeah, now just gotta get it right on the surface and get it nice, smooth.
Oh, he's coming after it. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Nice.
Is that a trout or snook? That's a little snooklet. Ooh, now kind of fast to get it around that pole and then slow it down. There you go. Now you got to keep a good speed to make them believe it.
Oh, they're coming after this one. There's two of them on it. You see them? There it is.
Boom.
Ah,
Yeah, you got to pump one.
A little bit nicer.
Now he's pumping
that
it.
was awesome. That's a nice one.
That's cool.
Very nice.
Pretty fish.
Yeah.
That was nice. It was a good eat. So that's how it's done. Folks, watch this. Boom. Stealth is the name of the game. If you're making a bunch of noise with your feet, they generally don't want to eat. You'll notice that my live well pumps I have a live well pump, and when I want to put fresh water in here, certainly I can load it down. And I got a recirculator pump where I can recirculate it too. But when I'm sliding up on a bunch of fish and I want to be ultra quiet, I just run it with a couple of these. Ultra quiet, doesn't make any sound. Look at all the air that's put out. So that keeps things nice and quiet. I'm all about stealth. I actually catch more fish when I fish one line at a time than I do with two. Because if you go, you know, bomb, 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 eventually, you know, line, they lock up. People always ask me, why don't you use a trolling motor? And I'm like, well, with a trolling motor, it just sits there and goes, you're just talking to those fish.
There's one to hit over there.
I like trolling motors to move, but I don't like trolling motors to stay. I like an anchor. It's way quieter. I can show you a really cool trick on how to get the boat to go really close without doing any trolling motor.
Yeah, let's see that. Yeah, boat position is crucial. So.
Yeah. Just go like this.
And what's your goal here? You're going to make us closer to the
Much
dock?
closer to the dock so we can make a few casts up underneath it. But all I got to do is take it off of that cleat and put it onto this cleat.
So go from center of boat to the side of boat.
And watch what the boat does. And that boat will go right in there. I'd go right, just either one of them. There you go.
Trout. So Dave, what are the biggest mistakes people make when they go out and try to do this type of fishing?
Well, they use too big a hook, too small a bait, or they use too heavy a tackle. You know, we're using 20. A lot of people might come in here with 30, 40-pound braid.
For mainline?
Yeah, for main line, and then they're putting 60-pound leader on. I mean, you're throwing a prawn or a live shrimp with 60-pound leader, it's not going to look right. Mm-hmm. You're going to get a much more natural-looking presentation with 30-pound leader than you ever would with 50 or 60. I think 50, 60 is pretty extreme unless you're fishing with big jumbo shrimp and major heavy structure.
And as far as leader, you use mostly 30?
With shrimp, I use mostly 30. I find oftentimes people pull the bait away from the strike zone too much. They don't leave it in there. Yeah, you'll notice that if you crawl a dead shrimp across there, they just don't want it. Because a dead shrimp is going to swim sideways. Like, he's going to go like this. And he's going to lay on his side and is going to corkscrew.
And so while Joe's doing the live shrimp, he's covering the top part of the water column. I've got the prawn junior on a jig head, and I'm fishing the bottom. So we're basically covering both both top and bottom of the column. And we're in an area in the Gulf Coast of Florida, and a lot of people fish these lights. Most people, you can see the snooks, they target the ones on the top. For lures, it's almost better to get it on the bottom where most people don't do. There's a lot of fish down the bottom, even snook. These trout are loving this little prawn junior.
Luke's got to have a really nice slimy left hand right now.
Yep, that's the snook.
That's a snook. We got another snook up front.
Look on the prawn.
A little guy.
Little guy. That's our third snook in like 7-8 minutes of fishing.
This is something different. Sheep's head. I think, no, black drum.
Black drum.
Yeah.
Look at
Everything gets the prawn.
that. The prawn is catching trout. It's catching black drum.
Yeah,
Snook.
Snook. Mango snapper.
Mango snapper. Snook.
This is my favorite lure for night fishing. Old black drum, that's crazy.
That's cool. Sorry, I shut that off too early. What do you eat that time? What prawn is that one?
The old Prawn USA Junior.
The Prawn USA Junior. We went from like struggling to catch snook to catching snook like crazy all of a sudden. There you go. Look at
There it
that.
is. The old chartreuse tail.
Nice. See you later. Thank you. Catch you again when you're 40 inches. Try it again. Right up in there. You got to bring it right. There we go. We got one. We got one. Nice. Prawn Junior is doing it again. Look at that. Woo! I like it. That was nice. Joe's on. We got prawn, live prawn, dead prawns. Get your prawns here, folks. We got a doubleheader.
Oh, hello. Hello. There's a big fish here. This is a heavy fish for sure.
Oh, you got him out of that wood?
It's not touching it yet.
Woo! What do you think it is?
I don't know what it is. It's a foul hook, a snook?
It's a nice snook.
You did.
I foul hooked him. That's why he's fighting so hard.
It's a good snook, though.
Oh man, I thought that was a monster on the first run.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Gotta love that prawn.
That's my favorite lure. That's all I use. The prawn on that weed they set up, it's really hard to beat around bridges.
The old prawn is impressing tonight. I think he'll be all right here.
Right.
If you feel good about it. Is he kicking?
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, let's do that again. You might want to switch to the prawn for a
I
minute.
got a 1/4 ounce jig head on that one.
You got another prawn ready to go like
Do
that?
I have another one?
Hey guys, it's Joe Simons here with Salt Strong. If you liked that, then you are absolutely going to love the full night fishing mastery course we filmed with Captain Peter Deeks. It's about 3 hours of everything you could possibly want to know to master inshore saltwater fishing at night. Everything from exactly where to find spots, regardless if you're in Florida or Texas or the Carolinas, what lures and live bait to use, what rigs to use, how to position your boat, kayak, and how to do it from shore as well. And I'm talking about going out and catching big redfish like you see here, big snook, and monster trout, all at nighttime. So if that interests you, click down below. We'll put a link to that full master course. Of course, if you're a VIP Insider member, you get it completely for free. At either rate, click down below, and I'll see you inside the course.
How cool is that, huh?